Thank you for choosing this channel. This is Old New Dude with theories and tinfoil of Game of Thrones and beyond. All fair use laws are in effect and spoilers ahead. Don't know what good that does, but let's get it out of the way, just be on the safe side. Last time in the last video, I said we're going to do characters, and the first character I chose to do is the most complicated one, and one of the ones we know the least about their motives, what they're thinking, because they're not a point of view character. So, LittleFinger. And if you see me keep looking down, because I got the camera on top of my laptop, and it's a new camera, a new mic, so forgive the old guy. As far as the glasses go, the second video without glasses. Was going to wear the glasses because the new camera shows up the wrinkles a whole lot better than my cell phone did. But with a name like Old New Dude, wrinkles are implied. So if I'm going to get LASIK, might as well get used to seeing myself, which I can't see myself right now. I can't see nothing. That's just a blur. But when I watch the video back, I see myself without glasses. So still wearing the hat because my wife can't stand it. Second video with it. I saw Quinn was wearing a cowboy hat the other day. I don't know if he's done it before, but I told my son, I said I had mine on before that video came out. Yeah, LittleFinger. I'm not gonna lie. When I first read the books and first saw the show, as far as the show goes, his casting, I don't know the actor's name. I'm bad with names. Top notch. It's hard not to see him when you read the books. But I hated him. This is a bad guy. But with the thank you to LML video, I'm trying to open my eyes to things I didn't see before. Missing the forest with the trees. And I got my markers. I haven't just started rereading yet. I'm actually going to start that tomorrow, I believe. Which is probably this time of this video come out. Second attempt, son came in, Carter TV. So this is take two. LittleFinger. He had a near-death experience. I do believe someone opened his third eye and he flew. Was it three-eyed crow? Was it Blood Raven? Was it somebody else? Don't know. We didn't see that dream. Is he like Euron and doing his own thing for what would appear to be dark reasons, or is he doing stuff that the person that opened his third eye wants him to do? Things that need to be done. Jury's still out. George only knows. We won't know more until more books come out. Not rushing you, George. The most intelligent man in the book, without a doubt. He's smarter than Tyrion. He's smarter than Tywin. He's smarter than Varys. So, I mean, I consider myself pretty smart, but he's here. I'm like, you're right there. Just to stay on camera. Would be a masterful politician nowadays, that's for sure. But what do we know about him? Born on the fingers, small, clever, fostered at River Run, fell in love with Cat, near-death experience with Brandon, got kicked out, may have told Brandon that Rhaegar abducted Lyanna at the Crossroad Inn. That's somebody else's theory, not mine. Order the Green Inn, maybe, or Indie Geek. I can't remember. Made his way to Master Coin or something like that in Goldtown. Thanks to Liza. Got brought to King's Landing. within 3 years made master of coin. I mean, the guy's super intelligent. I mean, whether all of that was through shady number dodging to make it look like he's doing better than he was, don't know. Um, his family sigil used to be a Titan Bravo, switched it to the Mockingbird, which is another reference to him flying and opening his third eye, just like Euron has the crow on his. The more I thought about this character, the more I realized I may have been too quick to judge him. So, with opening my eyes and trying to take a relook at things, this character was the first one that popped in my mind. Even though before I had Benjen on my mind, we only get a little bit of Benjen, we get a lot of LittleFinger. So, trying to figure out why he does what he does is hard. I know he says he wants to have his ass sitting throne and the sons by his side when it's all settled. Don't know how much that's true, but getting back to the type person that he is, right? He had 5-6 brothels that apparently the king's gold paid for. He's successful at it too, which means he's not crapping where he eats. So he's not touching the ho-hos, which is what you want in a brothel owner. There, I would assume, I mean, a female would be a whole lot better at running a brothel just because she's not sampling the goods, or maybe less likely would be a better answer to that. So, I mean, he's motivated. Those were there to cover why he had so much gold, which he was stealing, embezzling. But what was the gold for? Was it just to influence people to get him to do what he wanted? Is he hoarding it for when all this is said and done? You just don't know. And then getting back to the Sansa by his side, we know he loved Cat. Yeah, he's responsible for Ned losing his head. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I hated him the first time. But all right, we're led to believe we got good and evil, sort of. And you're either on one side or the other. And if we don't know who's pulling LittleFinger strings as far as his third eye, is he following somebody else's wishes, or is he definitely on the side of evil, or is the stuff he's doing for the side of good? If you're going to battle the others, getting rid of a family that have others' blood in their veins, is that a bad thing? Don't get me wrong. I mean, I hate the fact that Ned died. I hate the fact that all this crap's happening to the Starks. But if it didn't happen, we wouldn't have a story. So I'm trying not to judge based on what I think is right and wrong, and that's hard. So is he? Does his agenda actually him sitting on the throne, or is his agenda preparing or helping or setting up for the person that's going to lead the fight against the others, thinking that it's going to come down to a fight? I mean, I know a lot of times battles go to the army with the larger numbers, but he's fighting an intellectual battle, and in today's world, a person of his intelligence and abilities would be a very, 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 very dangerous person. Just like just like in the story. So, I mean, you gotta give him some respect, I would think, whether you think he's good or bad or meddling. Just for all the stuff he's got juggling all over the place. to be able to keep all those balls in the air, I mean, he's definitely smarter than Tywin, Tyrion, all of them. So, I mean, props for that. Uh, but you don't trash truck. I don't know how much this new mic's going to pick up of it, but with not knowing what he's thinking, you're given point of view. Thanks, truck. Uh, you're given point of view characters. You're given other characters talking about him, their opinions of them, but every one of those is biased. They're the unreliable narrator. So you're their opinions. This person's below me. This person saved me. I mean, you you got to look past the. You got to take their opinion out of what they're saying, and that's difficult. So reading between the lines is not an easy thing to do, especially when you're only given the contents that George wants you to have. So, I mean, there's people on here that do it a whole lot. I mean, in Deep Geek watched his first live stream yesterday. Order of the Green Hand, Lucifer Means Lightbringer, Gray Area, Rarist, Quinn, Bridge 4. I mean, I know there's a ton of them out there, but I mean, I can't watch every one of them. So I kind of stick with what I know and kind of stick with what I like. But I mean, they spend a lot of time with the research, so props to them. And but LittleFinger is an enigma. I mean, I can't see through the letters on the page and try to figure out what he's doing. It's extremely difficult, and trust me, that pisses me off. I mean, I can watch a TV show and 10 minutes in it tell you who the murderer was, but to actually get it off the page and through the brain is very difficult. And he's probably the hardest one I have pegging down on what he wants. Sansa by side, he's gonna marry her to Harry the Heir. I mean, how does that play in? Trying to figure out. He's 20 steps ahead of everybody else, and you got to try to figure out what that 20th step is, and you don't know the 19 that came before it. So I mean, trying to figure out what he's going to do by the end of this book is impossible. I mean, you know John's going to do what's right. And you know Dany's going to do what's good for her people. But what a non-POV character. And I tend to believe that the non-POV characters are the more important ones, the ones that we really should be paying attention to, that the story that we're given through the POV characters is drawing you into those characters, but you're more likely to miss the forest for the trees. I hate to keep saying that, but so I'm trying to pay attention, which I'm getting ready to start the reread with the markers and highlighters and a little pencil or pen writing on the side but I want to pay attention to every character. So that's going to take a lot of time. It's not an easy task. I mean, when you hit 5 and 6 on rereads and rewatches, it's like the first time you see John at the Battle of the Bastards. I know that's not in the books, but when he's standing there and he's by himself and he takes the sword belt off and he draws long claw and he's sitting there all raring up, and you get the back shot getting ready. I mean, actually, it still brings goosebumps, but the initial of that every time you watch it is a little less. Not saying that it goes away completely, but when you get to a 6 reread, then the motivation or the intensity of the words on the page tends to make it a little bit more difficult. You're not as invested on what happens on the next page, so it loses a little something. Which I mean, I guess is perfect for when you're doing research. Uh, but that's off topic, big time. Drew hates that. My son's best friend. But getting back on top of LittleFinger, I told him I ramble. It's just what's in my head just comes out. I don't do any research, but it's okay. According to the numbers, ain't nobody watching this anyways, so it's what I want to do. Is LittleFinger a good guy? Is he pulling for life? Is he a bad guy? Is he pulling for the darkness or death? Is he working with the many-faced god zealots? I mean, only George knows. We won't find out till Winds of Winter or even possibly Dream of Spring. I I'm actually looking forward to on the reread, not so much the characters that we all know and love and everything. It's just to pay attention to the little things, um, momentary snapshots of a person's actions versus their words or what other people think of them. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about LittleFinger by the end of all this. I know there's other YouTubers and other people out there that never had a problem with LittleFinger, and I wasn't one of those. So I don't know. He's very, very interesting. So this video was probably not one of my better ones. If you sat through the whole thing, thank you. The whole camera screen is I can't see myself on it, but it's I move and my eyes go down. So focusing on that little circle on the camera is a pain in the ass. But yeah, LittleFinger. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do next? What's his big plans for Sansa? Can't wait to find out. I'm about done rambling. As always, don't care if you like, don't care if you subscribe. That's not what I do this for. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think of LittleFinger. Is he a teetotal butthole, or is there more there than what most people see? Love your thoughts on it. Love your thoughts on other characters. Don't know which character that I'd like to do next. I might put them all in the hat. I might try to concentrate. I know Indie Geek did a video or a live chat about Sander. So as much as I love the Hound character arc in the story and the actor's portrayal and all that, don't know if I want to touch that one. But there's so many characters that are not the main ones that I would love to get to know better. But all right, I know numbers are going up all over the place. I'm from Florida, so and I live in North Carolina, so I mean, states all around. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Do what the experts said. I did a comment on Twitter the other day that to ignore the experts' opinions and then be baffled by what they said comes true is okay. I think there's enough said on that. But leave a comment. Stay safe. Hope you and yours are doing good. And thank you This has been Old New Dude with Theories and Tinfoil of Game of Thrones and beyond.